The Dutch Empire, a forgotten giant that shaped the New World in ways you never imagined. From the bustling streets of New Amsterdam, modern-day New York, to the golden shores of Brazil, the Dutch left a lasting mark on the Americas. But what happened to this powerful empire? How did it rise and why did it fall? Stay tuned, because this story is full of battles, betrayals, and hidden history. Scene 1. The Dutch arrive in the Americas. The year is 1609. Henry Hudson, an English explorer working for the Dutch East India Company, sails up a vast river. This land would later become New Amsterdam, now known as New York City. But this was just the beginning. By the early 1600s, the Dutch were a rising power, controlling trade routes and expanding across the world. The Americas were no exception. Unlike other European empires, the Dutch focused on economic control rather than large-scale colonization. They built strategic trading posts instead of massive settlements. Did you know? The Dutch East India Company, VOC, was the richest corporation in history, worth over $7 trillion in today's money. The Dutch West India Company, WIC, managed American colonies and controlled sugar, fur, and the transatlantic slave trade. Scene 2. Dutch America, New Netherland. In 1624, the Dutch officially established New Netherland, stretching from modern-day Connecticut to Delaware. The heart of this colony? New Amsterdam, the future New York City. It was a bustling city of merchants, traders, and diverse settlers, a place where different cultures mixed. Unlike the strict English and Spanish, the Dutch welcomed people from all backgrounds. The secret to their success? Trade. Fur trading with indigenous peoples made the Dutch incredibly wealthy. The powerful Dutch West India Company controlled the colony and the economy. New Amsterdam was a business hub, not just a colony. Over 18 languages were spoken there, making it one of the most diverse places in the New World. The Dutch had complex relations with Native American tribes. They allied with the Mohawk in fur trading but had violent conflicts like Kieft's War, which devastated indigenous villages. Scene 3. Dutch Brazil, a hidden history. Now let's sail south to Brazil. Many don't know that from 1630 to 1654, the Dutch controlled a huge part of northeast Brazil, including Recife and Pernambuco. They took these lands from the Portuguese, hoping to dominate the sugar trade. And for a while, Dutch Brazil flourished under Johann Maurits of Nassau. He brought religious tolerance, science, and culture. But not everyone was happy. The Portuguese, along with local indigenous and African resistance, fought back. In 1654, after brutal battles, the Dutch were forced out, and Brazil remained Portuguese. Did you know? The Dutch were the first to introduce religious tolerance in Brazil. They allowed Jews, Protestants, and Catholics to live together peacefully. Dutch cartographers created the first accurate maps of Brazil, and Dutch scientists documented its wildlife and plants. Scene 4. Secret Dutch outposts. But the Dutch Empire wasn't just about New Netherland and Brazil. They had secret outposts all over the Americas. They controlled parts of the Caribbean, including Curacao and Aruba, turning them into pirate hideouts and trade centers. They even had a settlement in South America called New Holland in what is now Guyana. Dutch privateers raided Spanish and Portuguese ships, disrupting their control over the Americas. Scene 5. The fall of New Netherland. Back in North America, trouble was brewing. The Dutch had a growing rival, the British Empire. In 1664, the English king sent warships to seize New Amsterdam. Outnumbered and outgunned, the Dutch surrendered without a fight. New Amsterdam was renamed New York. And just like that, the Dutch lost their most important colony in North America, but their influence never disappeared. Even today, New York still has Dutch names, architecture, and culture. But why didn't the Dutch fight? The truth is, they were more focused on their global trade network in Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean than a single colony in America. Scene 6. Legacy of the Dutch Empire in America. Though the Dutch lost their American colonies, their legacy lives on. Did you know? New York has Dutch-inspired neighborhoods. Words like cookies and boss come from Dutch. and Wall Street was originally a Dutch-built wall. Even the Dutch royal family still sends tulips to New York every year as a symbol of their shared history. The world's first stock market was created in Amsterdam, which influenced Wall Street. Dutch legal traditions influenced American law, including freedom of trade and contracts. Even after the Dutch law,